Mataji, live stream it is showing, right? Yeah, I think it is showing. Okay, now I'll turn on the AI companion also. Turned on AI companion. Hare Krishna, everyone. Today we are going to have the class from Hari Sankirtan Prabhuji on Canto 5, Chapter 21. Sorry, Chapter 20. We'll start with the prayers. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini.
नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रचाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatyadatatarini.
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
जय गौरणिताय जय गौरणिताय जय गौरणिताय
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय
Nitya
गुरुदेव
Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
नित्य गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम
ओम नमो
नमो
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Maja will do the prayers, okay? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chaksurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadandikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yutam Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललितां श्रीविशाखनवितां स हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां स्वकदा कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृदयन्तस्थो हेब्द्राणि विदनोति सुवसतां नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भावत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम् When you are ready, Prabhuji, tell me, I'll make you presenter.
Oh, give me 2 minutes. I'm just logging into the computer.
No problem.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Can you
Hare
hear me
Krishna,
well?
Prabhuji. I'll make you as a host, right? Okay. No,
You, hear,
co-host I'll do.
you
Let
can
me
hear me?
see if you can present.
Yeah, 1 second. I need to move this. Okay, this should be okay here. Where's my PPT? Okay, I can share my screen. And presentation mode. Okay, I have to flip the screen. Now, how do I flip the screen? So I present. Okay, now you can see the presentation, right?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, perfect. 1 second. Okay, just copy a couple of notes because. So today we will discuss. I mean, we are like doing a little bit off cycle, but we will discuss on the fifth canto, chapter 20th, the studying the structure of the universe. I'll just recite some prayers. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire shanvatam sakataha krishna punyashravana kirtana हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदिनोति शुरशुतम् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we are in the part D, the last part of the chapter Canto. I think last week we did chapters 21 to 23, but we'll go back to 20 and then another three more chapters after that to finish the sloka. So this Canto has 26 chapters, 668 slokas. Main focus is basically the islands surrounding Jambu Dvipa. So this is sort of like the structure of the universe at a high level, like how the various planetary systems are there. This is not the one that we are going to discuss in the chapter, but like you can see the in middle you can see that Mount Meru, and then we have Bhumandala and all those things surrounding it, and then we have the different lokas. Like Bhumandala is in center, Boer loka is below, Suar loka is above, and then we have Brahmas, all the other lokas on the top. So total slokas in chapter is 46. The first 33 verses talks about the characteristics of 6 islands of Bhumandala. The next next nine verses talks about the Loka, Aloka mountain, and Loka Varsha, and then the last 4 verses talks about the glories of the sun. Okay. So we all know that there are 7 islands in Bhumandala. So why are we discussing only 6 islands in this chapter? Well, this should be chapter 20. Okay, I should change it. Okay. Any idea?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, because we discussed Jambudvipa in the previous 19th chapter. 18th, 19th, 17th, 18th, 19th talks about Jambudvipa, right? And there we talked about the different varshas in the Jambudvipa, like the 9 varshas in Jambudvipa. So we covered that. After that, we are going to the 6 islands of Bhumandala. In Jambudvipa there are 9 varshas. Out of that, one of the varsha is Bharat Varsha, in which we belong, right?
Okay.
So that is the 19th chapter, and then there are different verses like Kim Purusha Varsha, Hari Varsha, where Prahlad Maharaj stays, Kim Purusha Varsha, where there Hanuman stays, and so and so forth. And then we go to the next 6 islands which surround the Jambudvipa. Okay. So what happened to the mouse? Okay. So this is a high level. Okay. Man, this is like my headers and all are messed up today. I don't know why. Okay. I have to fix the header also. Okay, so I changed the header, but it didn't get saved. So I'll just quickly describe some of the common characteristics of all these islands. So each Dvipa, so we have Jambu Dvipa in the middle, and then we have all other Dvipas surrounding others. So each Dvipa is like a disc because there is a breadth to that, right? So the disc has a breadth, right? But at the same time, they are circles, the concentric circles, basically. So it's like how do we say? It's like an open disc sort of thing, right? It has only 2 edges, and in center is like open, and that center is filled with some liquid, right? So each Deepa surrounds the other one like concentric circles. Each Deepa is surrounded by a body of liquid which is of the same size. So let's say if I have 1 kilometer of one Deepa, then 1 kilometer of some liquid surrounding that Deepa, and then another Deepa surrounds that, which is twice the size of the one it surrounds, right? So on and so forth. They are all ruled by one of the sons of Priyavarta and their sons. A special tree, plant, or mountain characterizes each Deepa. It derives the name from this tree, plant, or mountain. The first 5 Dvipas have 7 Varshas, and the second in the second, and 2 in the last one. But the first Dvipa, which is Jambu Dvipa, has 9 Varshas. First 5, 7 mountains and 7 rivers, but the last one has 1 mountain and 2 rivers. There are 4 castes in each Dvipa, like Bharatvarsha has 4 castes, which is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Similarly, each one has its own type of castes. All experience extraordinary longevity, sensory prowess, physical and mental strength, intelligence, and bravery. Understand that we are still not in heavenly planets or different planetary Shiras in Bhumandala. So even in Bhumandala, there are people who are as good as demigods, right? When you look at our planet, Earth planet, we don't realize that. But even in Bhumandala, there are people who are like bigger, way as good as demigods. And each island has its own deity, and the Supreme Lord is worshipped in this aspect as a demigod. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this before I go to the next one. I don't know, make it. This is characteristics. And this is chapter 20. Now it looks good. Go back to presentation mode. Okay. And display settings. Okay. So next one. So now we talked about, so the way I have, so each verse, basically what the way the chapter is that each island is described in different for different characteristics of the island. What I have done is I have picked up the various characteristics that are common, and then I have put all the deepas together. It's more like instead of going horizontal, we are going vertical. Okay. So there are seven deepas. Jambu Deepa is the one that we discussed in the chapter number 7, 18, 19, maybe 17 also a little bit. After that, there are six more deepas: Plaksha Deepa, Salamali Deepa, Kusha Deepa, Krauncha Deepa, Shaka Deepa, and Pushkara Deepa. Okay, Shaka Deepa and Pushkara Deepa. So let's see. Jambu Deepa is, so all this size is in million yojanas. So one yojana is around 8 miles, right? So this is like 0.1 million yojanas is like around 800,000 yojanas. So Jambu Deepa is the island. It is surrounded by salt water. Agridhara is the main son of Priyavarta, and he then handed it over to his son Nabi. And the different Varshas are Kim Purusha Varsha, Hari Varsha, Ilavrata, Ramyaka, Hiranyamaya, Kuru, Bhadrashava, Ketumala, and Bharata Varsha. The 9 Varshas. Similarly, Plakshadeepa is twice the size of Jambudeepa. It surrounds Jambudeepa. So basically, we have Jambudeepa and then we have salt water. Then beyond the salt water is Plakshadeepa, right? So Plakshadeepa is surrounded by sugarcane juice, the sun ruling and it's 0.15 which we have here, right? So the 0.15, the 0.5 that we see is, so this is, sorry, in the middle of Jambudeepa is Mount Sumeru. So the peak or the center of the Mount Sumeru to the outer end of the ocean. Let's say Jambudeepa is there and we have a saltwater ocean. Then outside of the saltwater ocean to that point to the Sumeru mountain is the radius of the radius 0.1, so it's 0.15. So basically we have Sumeru mountain. So Sumeru mountain will be like around 500,000 yojanas, and then for 0.1, so yeah, 500k yojanas, and then 500, 50k yojanas, and then after that we have 0.1 of Jambudeepa and then 0.1 of saltwater, right? And then so on forth. Then so similarly, so that's it. And then actually, sorry, my mistake. So Jambudeepa is the center. In Jambudeepa center is basically your Mount Meru. So Mount Meru to saltwater is like 0.1. Outside of saltwater is 0.15, right? Similarly, from center of Mount Meru to outside of sugarcane is 0.55 and so on. Okay. So the 0.15 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 becomes 0.55 in a way, right? So that's how it's like measured, right? So these are all radius, not the diameter. So you should remember that. So it's ruled by Idamajiva, his second son, and his sons are Shiva, Yavasva, Subhadra, Shanta, Shema, Amrita, Abhaya. So we'll see that each island is further divided into 7 islands, right? So these sons will rule them. Shalamali Deepa is 0.4, double of Laksha Deepa, surrounded by liquor. And we have Yagnabahu, whose sons are Surochana, Somanashaya, Ramanaka, Devavarsha, Paribhadra, Apayana, Avignata. Then surrounding the liquor ocean is Kushadvipa, which is further surrounded by a ghee ocean or clarified butter. And the sun ruling is Hiranyaretha, and his sons are Vasu, Vaudana, Tridaruchi, Sutayavrata, Nabhigupta, Vivikta, and Vamadeva. Okay. And then we have Krauncha Deepa, which is surrounding the ghee ocean. Okay. And that is surrounded by milk. And the sun is Dritaprashta, and his sons are Ama, Maduraha, Meghaprashta, Sudhama, Brajishta, Lohitarana, and Vanaspati. Surrounding the milk ocean is Shakadvipa. Shakadvipa is surrounded by churned yogurt. It's also called emulsified yogurt. Uh, and sun is Medaditi, and his sons are Purojava, Manojava, Pavamana, Dhumaranika, Chitrarepa, Bahurupa, and Vishwadara. And surrounding the churned yogurt is Pushkara Dvipa. It is surrounded by sweet drinking water. Sun ruling is Vitihotra, and it's divided into two parts, ruled by Ramanaka and Dhataki. Okay, so this is the Dvipa, the ocean, the radius, and the rulers. Next is basically what are the mountains, the rivers, and the castes. So now we don't go to Jambudvipa, we start from Plakshadvipa. The Plakshadvipa is the mountains are Manikota, Vajrakota, Indrasena, Jyotisman, Suparna, Hiranastiva, and Meghamala. So you have 7 mountains. There are 7 rivers: Aruna, Mrimana, Angirasi, Savitri, Shuptabata, Ritambara, Satyambara. And the 4 castes are Hamsas, Patangas, Urdhvayanas, and Satyangas. They are similar to Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. Right? Next is Shalamali Deepa. So the mountains are Swarasha, Satashringa, Vamadeva, Kunda, Mukunda, Pushpavarsha, Sahasrashruti. The rivers are Anumati, Shinivali, Saraswati, Kuhu, Rajani, Nanda, and Raka. And the castes are Shrutidharas, Priyadharas, Vasundaras, and Ishandaras. Kushadipa has 7 mountains: Chakra, Chatushringa, Kapila, Chitrakuta, Devanika, Urdhvaroma, and Dravina. The rivers are Ramakulya, Madhukulya, Mitravinda, Shrutavinda, Devagarbha, Kritachuta, and Mantramala. And the castes are Kushalas, Kovidas, Abhyuktas, and Kulakas. Kraunchadipa has 7 mountains: Shukla, Vardhamana, Bhojana, Upabharhina, Nanda, Nandana, Sarvatobhadra. The rivers are Abhaya, Amrutauga, Aryaka, Tirthavati, Rupavati, Pavitravati, Shukla, and the castes are Purushas, Rishabhas, Dravinas, and Devakas. Shakadipa is Ishana, mountains are Ishana, Purushringa, Balabhadra, Shatakeshara, Sahasrashrota, Devapala, and Mahanasa. The rivers are Anaga, Ayurdha, Ubhayapsprishti, Aparajita, Panchapadi, Sahasrashruti, and Nijadrati. And the 4 castes are Ritavrata, Satyavrata, Dhanavrata, and Anuvrata. Pushkaradeepa, as I said, is only divided into 2 parts. So there is a big mountain in the center, which is called Manashotra. Manashotra has a breadth and height of 10,000 yojanas, that is 80,000 miles. And it has a lotus petal with 100 million petals, which are shining gold, and we'll read about it later. Now we understand the significance of each Dvipa, who is the worshipable deity, and what are the prayers offered to these deities. So, as we read in the first verse, that each Dvipa has its own demigod, and we actually worship the Supreme Personality God in the form of a demigod. So, Plaksha Deepa is coming from a Plaksha tree. It is shining like gold and as tall as a jumbo tree. Jumbo tree is in Jambudvipa. That's why its name is Jambudvipa. Its width is 0.1 kilo yojanas and height is 1.1 kilo yojanas. And at its root is a fire with 7 flames. The worshipable deity is Suryadev, and the prayer offered is, let us take shelter of the sun god, who is a reflection of Lord Vishnu, the all-expanding Supreme Lord, the oldest of all persons. Vishnu is the only worshipable Lord. He is the Vedas, he is religion, and he is the origin of all auspicious and inauspicious results. Shalamali Deepa, its name comes from Shalamali tree. It is as broad and tall as Plaksha tree. It is the residence of Garuda. The worshipable deity is Soma, and the prayer offered is, by his own rays, the moon god has divided the month into 2 fortnights for the distribution of food grains to the Pitras and the demigods. May that moon, the king of all citizens and of us, be favorable unto us. Kushadeepa, its name comes from clumps of Kusha grass created by the demigods by the will of Supreme Lord. It appears like a second form of fire, but with very mild and pleasing flames. Its young shoots illuminate all the directions. The worshipable deity is Agni, and the prayer offered is, O fire god, you are part of Supreme Lord Hari. and you carry to him all the offerings of sacrifices. Therefore, we request you to offer to the Lord the yagnic ingredients we are offering to demigods, for the Lord is the real enjoyer. Krauncha Deepa comes from the name Krauncha mountain. Here, although the vegetables on it were attacked by Kartikeya, it has become fearless because it has always bathed on all sides by the ocean of milk and protected by Varuna. The worshipful deity is Varuna, and the prayer offered is, O water, you have obtained energy from Supreme Lord. Therefore, your purity, therefore you purify the three worlds. By your constitutional nature, you take away sins, and that is why we are touching you. Kindly continue to purify us. Shakadvipa, the names come from Shaka tree. It's a very, very fragrant tree and lends its scent to the entire island. The worshipful deity is Vayu. So we can see why Vayu is there because because of him the fragrance is there over the entire island. May the Antaryami, the Supreme Person, the controller of the cosmic manifestation, protect us from all dangers. He directs the various actions to the different areas such as prana. Pushkara Deepa is characterized by a lotus flower. It has 100 million pure golden petals, as effulgent as the flames of fire. That lotus flower is considered the sitting place of Lord Brahma. The worshipful deity is Brahma, and we offer a respect unto Lord Brahma, the form of manifest Vedic knowledge, the form of ritualistic ceremonies, who is devoted to the Supreme Lord, and who is not different from the Lord in a dualistic sense. So in this verse, Brahma is also called as Bhagavan, but he is called Bhagavan because he is a very, very dear devotee of the Supreme Lord, and he has like a lot of manifestation. It's like similar, he has a lot of qualities as similar to the Supreme Lord. Right? Manasutra mountain, it is in the middle of Pushkara Deepa. So now we go to Pushkara Deepa. So there is a big mountain called Manasutra mountain. It is in the middle of Pushkara Deepa, and it acts as a boundary between the inner and the outer parts of the island. Right? Its width and height are 10 kilo yojanas. In the four directions of this mountain are the residential quarters of the demigods. On the east is Devadani, the abode of Indra. On the south is Samyamani, the abode of Yamaraj. On the west is Nimalochani, the abode of Varuna. And on the north is Vivavari, the abode of the moon. The wheel of the chariot of the sun god goes around Mount Sumeru in 1 year. So Mount Sumeru is in the middle of, I don't know, and and travels on top of the Manasutra mountain. So basically, it starts on the Manasutra mountain. And it's basically like on as a radius. It's like when we go to, I don't know which chapter it is, but when we look at the movement of the sun, I think it's in the future chapter somewhere, 24. Probably you read the movement of the sun, right? Already? Yeah. So when you read the movement of the sun, it basically talks about how the sun basically resides on the top of the Manasutra mountain, and then basically there is it's sort of like like the way we tie a bull to the pole and then it goes around. That's how the sun god travels actually in a circle, right? So the base of this sun is on the Manasutra mountain, and when the sun travels from across a northern place, it's called Uttarayana, and it takes around 6 months. And when it travels in southern direction, it's called Dakshinayana, that is also 6 months. And each course is it's a day and a night of the demigod. So basically, 1 year is 1 day and night of the demigods. And the distance from the center of the Mount Sumeru to its middle point is 15.75 million yojanas. Then we come to the verses 30. So this basically covers the characteristics of all the deepas. So I will just quickly show that. I should have put a diagram here. But this is how, in a way, it looks like. All right. So on the center is the mountain, Mount Meru, right? And then for the first line is basically Jambu Deepa, the first brown line, right? The second brown line is your uh, uh, Laksha Deepa. Then you have Shalamala Deepa. Then the fourth one is your Crown Kusha Deepa. The fifth one is Krauncha Deepa. The sixth one is uh, Shaka Deepa, and the seventh one is Pushkara Deepa. Right. This is how the whole uh, is surrounded. Right. And then after that, Shalamala Deepa will come to after the Pushkara Deepa is basically the sweet drinking water, ocean water. It is in there. This gray line is that one. Outside that is the golden land. Beyond that is the Mount Loka Aloka. After that is Aloka Varsha, and then after that is the open space, beyond which is the uh, place where the liberated souls go. Okay. We'll come back to that. And on top of the Mount Manasotara mountain is the residence of one. You see, like how it is 1, 2, 3, 4. That yellow bar. Sorry, the black circle. That is how the mountain looks like. It's basically mountain also is surrounding the island, right? So basically, the entire island is surrounded by the mountain. So it's like dividing the island into two parts. And 1, 2, 3, 4 are the residences of Indra, Yamaraja, Varuna, and moon, the sun god. Sorry, moon god, Vibhavari. Okay. So we'll go back to verse number 34. 34, yeah, this one. And I have to do display again. Okay. So the Loka Aloka mountain surrounds the area beyond the ocean of sweet water and divides the countries that are full of sunlight from those not lit by the sun. Right? So again, if we go back to that diagram, it's not very clear from this one, but let me show that again. Let me do one thing. Let me pull this sheet here. Controls. Just move it here. It's easier that way. So again, going back to this drawing. So once we cover the Pushkara Dvipa and look, we have the golden land. Then we have the Loka Aloka mountain, which is this brown color part. You can see the Loka Aloka 82.2 covering the brown. It's like a triangle shaped or disc shaped, or sorry, Sudarshan Chakra shaped brown color. That is the Loka Aloka mountain. That divides the Loka Varsha to the Aloka Varsha. Loka Varsha is where people live. Aloka Varsha is where people don't live. Right. So this brown color circle is the Loka Aloka mountain. Okay. So it surrounds the area beyond the ocean of Sweetwater. So the area beyond Sweetwater is the gray color is the area of Sweetwater. Beyond that is a golden land, and beyond that is a Loka Loka mountain. Right. So the golden land is a tract of land between the ocean of Sweetwater and the Loka Loka mountain. It is as broad as the area between the middle of Mount Sumeru and the middle of Manasotara mountain. So it's very very big area. This golden land is 15.75 yojanas. It's as big as all these islands together. Okay. And its surface is like a mirror, and any object dropped there cannot be seen it inhabited, right? So because it's like so bright that you cannot see anything, people don't stay there. So technically, if I go back to this, your end, I mean, because you have this Loka this sorry, Pushkar Dvipa is there. On Pushkar Dvipa you have this mountain surrounding the two islands. Beyond that, where you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, that part circle, beyond that nobody stays nobody stays up beyond that actually. So within that is the Loka universe where people stay, and outside that is the Aloka universe where people don't stay in a way. Okay. And the position is it stands between the lands inhabited by the living entities Loka and the uninhabited Aloka, and separates them, thus it is celebrated as Loka and Aloka. Its height, it extends up to the end of the three worlds. So we have Bhu, Bhuvar, Suva, so Bhu Loka, Bhuvar Loka, and Suvar Loka in height and all 8 directions. So if I go back to the first diagram that we had, which was here. So if you look from a vertical point of view, this is Bhu Mandala, Suvar Mandala, Bhuvar Loka. So the height of this grows across all these three lokas actually. So that's how that Mount like Manasotara mountain is. It's as big as that. Okay, and in directions it extends on all the 8 directions. So what are the 8 directions? North, east, south, west, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. It functions as the outer border of the three worlds, and the rays of the suns and the stars and other luminaries spreading throughout the three worlds, but cannot spread beyond the boundaries of Loka Loka. So the our sun that we know of, is providing, and I think we read it in the previous class, that it doesn't give its light beyond the three lokas of Bhur, Bhuva, and Suvar Loka. So beyond we have Mahajapa, sorry, Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Maha, Jana, Tapa, and Om Bhurbhusva, Bhurbhusva, Janat, what is it? I forgot. Bhurbhusva, Jana, Mahat, Tapa, and Satya. So that four lokas have self-illuminating lights actually. The sun god doesn't provide the lights on that lokas, right? The diameter of the universe calculated by this logic is 500 million yojanas. So if you go back to this diagram again, this is the center of the universe, and if you add up everything up to the open space beyond which is open space, it's 250 million radius. So total diameter of the universe is 500 million yojanas, which is like 2 billion miles actually. 4 billion miles is the diameter, and 2 billion miles is the radius. And the four Gajapatis, so Lord Brahma, supreme spiritual master of the entire universe, established the four elephants, Rishabha, Pushkara, Chuda, Vamana, and Aparajita, in the four directions, and they are responsible for supporting the universe. I think in this diagram doesn't show the four elephants, but if we go to this diagram, sorry, where is it? Yeah, here. Do we show the elephants here? Okay, I don't show the elephants here also. I'll show you another diagram which shows the elephants there. So there are four elephants that are there on this one that support the entire universe. So I think the diagram is here, this one. So like on the Loka mountain, there is this four elephants which are supporting the universe. Now if you look like it's looking like, oh, how is it on the top, right? But it's like very difficult to understand that how it supports. But these four elephants support the entire universe on the. What happened? I copied the slides incorrectly. Okay, we talked about universe. Okay. So now we talk about continue with the local accommodant. The Lord's present, the Supreme Lord, surrounded by his associates such as Vishwaksena and exhibiting all his opulences, remains on local accommodant until the end of the Kalpa, which is Brahma's day. By his presence, he increases the powers of those elephants who are protectors of the planets and his own expansions. He does this to benefit all people and to maintain the worldly affairs created by his Yogamaya. Aloka Varsha, what is Aloka Varsha? The width of the land outside the Loka Aloka mountains, it is beyond that Loka Aloka mountain. If you go back to the diagram again, you have the Loka Aloka mountain here. Anything that is beyond that is again grayish brown area. Between the Mount Loka Aloka and the open space is Aloka Varsha, where people don't reside. No one stays there. The width of the land outside the Loka Aloka mountain range is same as the distance from Meru to the far edge of the Loka Aloka mountain, approximately 125 million yojanas. Beyond Aloka Varsha is the destination of those who aspire for liberation from this world. It is beyond the control of the modes of material nature and completely pure. Lord Krishna took Arjuna through this place to bring back the sons of the Brahmana. So the 6 or 7 sons of Brahmana which he wanted. So they wanted back. He went through this place to get them back. And from this verse, we calculated the diameter of movement as approximately as 493.2 billion yojanas, 500 billion yojanas, which is like 500 into 8 is 4 billion miles is this thing. So now we talk about the glories of the sun. The last few verses talks about the glories of the sun. The sun is in the middle of the universe. The sun is situated vertically in the area between Bhurloka, Bhumandala, and Bhuvarloka, Antariksha. So Bhuloka is Bhumandala, Bhuvarloka is Antariksha, and yeah, it's situated. And then we have the source 70 planets, Sargaloka. So sun is situated between the Bhuloka and Bhuvarloka. The distributed sun and circumference of the universe is 250 million yojanas vertically above and below, which is our radius. And then there are different names of sun god. Vairaja, because he used a total material body for all living entities. Martanda, because he entered the dull egg of the universe. Hiranyagarbha, because he received his material body from Hiranyagarbha, the Lord Brahma. The sun allows divisions to be seen among the sky, the higher planets, the middle planets, and lower planets. By it, one can know which are the places for enjoyment, liberation, and hell. And then a last verse talks about the glories of the sun. Because of the sun's presence, all the living entities can see, and therefore he is called Driga Ishvara. Thus, he is the eye and life of all living beings, of devatas, animals, humans, reptiles, and plants. So, this basically covers the chapter. I think this got copied again, so I'll delete this. Okay. So, this is basically a photo from a book called Bhagavad Cosmology by whose name? Pavaneshwar Prabhu. So here he basically shows how This whole universe looks like it's not very clear because it's very small photo. But you can see the loka. And the previous diagram also shows the same thing, and he has basically calculated the various dimensions and all those things, right? Similarly, in this here, basically shows how the seven deepas are there, and technically, the mountain reaches as high as the pole star. Actually, the Loka mountain reaches as high as sorry, Manasatara mountain reaches as high as the pole star. So we have this Loka mountain, and then on top of that resides the four elephants who basically support the entire universe. Okay. So this is basically high level on this chapter. Let's see what Prabhupada says. There are very few purports, but in whatever purports are there, Prabhupada basically emphasizes mainly two things: that the entire manifestation is arrangement is not accident, but it's designed and maintained by Supreme Lord. And he also says that Krishna is the entire Supreme. And although these people are worshipping the various demigods, but they are doing it incorrectly, like mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, but they are actually worshipping Supreme Lord in his manifestation of the demigod. So the entire universe operates under Supreme Lord. The cosmic arrangement is not accidental but designed and maintained by Supreme Lord. He creates and maintains the universe through his internal potency Yoga Maya. He expands into various forms such as Vishnu and empowers demigods to manage different aspects of the cosmos. And the universe described in Bhagavatam demonstrates supreme control of Bhagavan over the cosmic order. Then he says demigods are servants of Supreme Lord. The different regions worship various demigods, but indirectly they worship the Supreme. Demigods do not independently enjoy sacrifices. They deliver offerings to Supreme Lord like tax collectors delivering revenue to the government. And worship of demigods is proper only when we understand it as a worship of Supreme through his servant. So, like in the verse of Agni, it's mentioned that they pray that, oh Agni, you basically accept all offerings on our behalf and you carry it to the Supreme Lord. So they are praying it that way, right? So the purpose of the demigods is to accept, they are the conduit sometimes, like Guru is a conduit, sometimes demigod also acts as a conduit, and they accept offerings on our behalf, but they will offer it to the Supreme Lord. And the natural elements are energies of Supreme Lord. Like many Deepas describe worship through rivers, water, fire, etc. The earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego are material energies of the Supreme Lord. The natural elements work because they are empowered by the Lord's energy. The material is not independent; it acts as the Lord's energy. Right? So all this, and also they are worshipping like they were one they are worshipping Agni, then they are worshipping fire in Surya. So they are worshipping Surya, then worshipping Agni, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, and then they are also worshipping Brahma, etc. And they also worship different elements. So they, but all these are like energies of the Supreme Lord. So key practical lessons according to Prabhupada. This no, this is wrong. This is no, sorry, this is wrong. Let me delete this. This is old. I recopied the presentation for the slides. Okay, sorry. Slideshow. And then the final tips and takeaways. Explore new techniques. Respect different forms of worship when they ultimately acknowledge Supreme. So basically, many people will worship different people, so Supreme in different ways. For example, in the story of Jagannath, we have a devotee, Gajapati, who comes and he says, I will worship the Lord only in the form of an elephant because my worshipable deity is only Ganesha. I want to see Jagannath only in the form of Ganesha. So for that purpose, Jagannath took the Hathi Vesha, and even now, after so many years, before the Snani Yatra, the Lord is dressed in the form of a elephant, right? So people worship Supreme in different ways. We should not be critical about that, but we should respect. We can follow our own path, but we should respect that somebody is worshipping Brahma and somebody is worshipping a demigod. We should not. We don't need to be critical. We can respect them and pray for them, right? Develop gratitude towards nature as an expression of the divine energy. So whatever energy we see or whatever nature we see here, it's all because of the divine energy, all elements that we see here. So we should develop gratitude for whatever we get, like if we are drinking water. We are grateful that because of the Lord's material energy, we are able to drink water and give nutrition to our body. Similarly, when we see mud, we can see that we can be thankful that because of the mud, we are getting food, because of food goes from the ground, right? Similarly, if we are the wind, we can be grateful that because of that we are able to breathe, etc. So we can develop gratitude that way. Tips: every part of the universe is a divinely organized system. maintained by the Supreme Law to facilitate devotional service. So anything that they do is basically at the end of the day should facilitate devotional service, because end of the day, each and every part of this universe is a material world, and material world is although you might be enjoying to the best extent, but still there are miseries on all places. So we should enable ourselves to facilitate devotional service. Even when worship appears different, the ultimate object of the worship is the same supreme reality. So same thing we're talking about is like uh, everybody worships differently, but they are all worshipping Supreme Lord in a different way. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Uh, what does he say? There's shloka where he says that many of us worship demigods, but we all worship in a wrong way, because whatever we worship is
Yanti
ultimately.
deva vratam
Yes.
deva pitrum yantu.
No, no, not that one. The other one. The other verse. I will tell you the verse. I just read it. I forgot the verse. The Antideva says, okay, wherever you come, whomever you worship, you go to that place. But this is not the verse. The earlier verse is. Let me just look for that purport. The purport. AP Anne Devata Bhakta, Ajante Shraddhayanvita. Tepi Mame Kavante, Ajanti Avadi Puru. Devotees who worship the demigods with firm faith worship me only, but not according to the regulatory principle. So they are all worshipping somehow, but not in the correct way. That is the only difference. But they are still worshipping indirectly. Okay. So personal goal, try to remember the Lord when using material things like water, fire, etc. Because that's easier when we always have material things we are always using. We will try to remember the Lord in the best possible way. There are very couple of analogies. I didn't put it here, but like one analogy was that the moon planet also has has flames. Prabhupada said because without flames you cannot have illumination. So, but the flames are very pleasing for us, right? So like that's one of the analogies. So there could be a few more, but I didn't put it here. Thank you. This is all we have from the presentation. Any feedback? Any doubts? Any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. How to why should we know all these in details?
Good question. So, why we should know is to understand that sometimes we think we are the Lord of the universe. Okay. This is my analogy. Okay, or my it's not an analogy also. This is my what is it called? Mm, I forgot the word again. So sorry, my memory is nowadays not good. It is my experience, or I could follow like that word, but it is my understanding. Okay, that why are we doing this is, or why are we learning this is, we know like we know the Earth planet, right? We know that the Earth planet. We are staying in a U.S. country called U.S., which we have not seen, which is there's a big ocean surrounding us, which is the Pacific, Atlantic, and all those things. Beyond that, there is a planet on which we stay, is the Earth planet, and then Earth planet is a small, minuscule in the solar system, which is like a galaxy of 10 planets, 9 planets, and we think that we are the only, as per scientists, we are the only people who are staying in this planet, in this entire solar system, right? But by reading this, we understand that there are big, uh, even in the Bhumandala, like where we stay, Bharat Varsha, there are other Varsha, there are other Dvipas surrounding us, and there are people who are much more qualified, who are much more capable, who are very powerful, etc., who have long lives. So we should understand that but it's mentioned in the 18th chapter or the 19th chapter mentioned that Bharatvarsha is the one place where we get the opportunity to go back to Godhead by performing various devotional service and ritualistic activities, etc. Right? So we should be grateful that we are here, understanding that we could be stuck up in another place. Like when we go to the next few chapters, we'll see that the the planets like Rasatala, Sutala, where Balimara stays, are even more auspicious and wonderful than the heavenly planets. Like it's as good or even better than heavenly planets actually. Right? People are staying there in full luxury, right? In full material enjoyment, completely away from uh, the understanding of there is something called as Krishna or Sadhana, even like how to do bhakti, etc. Right? So by reading all these things, we get to know what is there in this universe and what is our position and how best we can utilize this life. So I think
Like, yes.
it is my analysis that this is why we are reading about all these things here.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. And we can understand the greatness of the Supreme Lord also.
Yeah, that is always there. I
It
mean,
is always.
everything in Bhagavatam is talking about his greatness actually.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
And that's what we, I think, read in the first. If I think the first point what we read was that.
Our false ego get crushed. No.
Yeah.
By
That it was mentioned that basically all these, if you read this chapter, basically the entire chapter is basically dedicated to how Krishna or Vishnu, I mean, the Supreme Lord can basically create this entire universe with its various energies, etc. Actually, and how great it is, and understand that this mandal, this universe is just one of the very small universes in this entire creation, right? This material, there is 75% spiritual world, 25% material world. In that 25% material world, there are thousands and thousands of Brahma. Out of that, one Brahma is in this universe, and just think how big is this universe, and we can just imagine how big is the total creation of the Lord, right? We cannot even imagine actually. I mean, there was always a video going on. I don't know whether you have seen that. It's a YouTube video. It explains. It starts from somebody sitting on their backyard, and it goes up, and it's okay, and then it shows okay, this is your country, you're in USA, then it shows you are in Earth planet, then it shows okay, as compared to Mars you are here, then it's compared to Jupiter you are here, and then it goes and so in the solar system you are here. Then solar system, it's in Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is small portion of the universe around because there are bigger galaxies than Milky Way, right? So when you look at it, and this is not even we are talking about Bhumandal. I mean, like current, it's a small universe, right? So we can see that how minuscule we are in terms of the entire creation. And I was telling to I mean, Srivas Pandit shared that video in our previous Bhakti Viksha group, and I put a comment saying that, and here we are fighting over a piece of land, a piece of property. Sometimes people like for a small house, a 1,000 square feet house, people will fight and kill each other. We are paying millions of mortgage and making our life miserable for a 2,000 square feet house, right? 10,000 square feet land, and I mean, so we are put in such a position by the Lord that we think that just by buying a house, buying a land, we are all rich and we are great and stuff like that. And if you look at the entire cosmic creation, we are nothing actually. So and if you look at that video, it's like eye opener actually, and that is only a minuscule portion of what we are reading here in this whole canto actually. So yeah, I mean sometimes we cannot even imagine where we are, and what this universe is.
Agreed,
yes.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'll
And
try
Please
to say,
share the video also, Prabhuji.
I'll try to say, I'll see if I can find that.
yeah, nicely prepared, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I prepared in one day, Prabhu. Yeah, I completely forgot, and last time, and then it's like too hectic my work. Like even like this Tuesday, Wednesday, I was like completely working. Then yesterday evening, I figured out let me finish it. But the chapter was easy because, and then this it was Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's this Subodhini helped me because he basically characterized everything nicely, so I could collate that data and then put it across. So it helped a lot actually.
If no
What
more
is
questions,
so?
Prabhuji will.
Next week is who is
Now,
presenting?
next week is going to be a challenge, Prabhuji, because
Uh,
um, March 19th, Venugita Mataji is saying that 24 and 25 she cannot prepare.
what is 24? Let's see what is 24. 24 is the subterranean heavenly planets. Okay, it is around talks about the various planets. 27 over 31 verses. It just talks about the various planets, and 25 is glories of Lord Ananta, which is again a small chapter of 15 verses. Maybe we can, Prabhu. I mean, is Paribhadra Prabhu back next week or no?
Manimadam Prabhuji will be back next week.
Hmm.
Then what we can ask him is if he can
Or we can
present.
divide up. I mean, we both, one of us can. I mean, I can pick up one chapter. You can pick up one chapter, and we can present it.
Okay. So for next week.
Check with him. If he's
No,
okay, we can
he has
pick up.
gone for, right, Ananta Mataji's.
No. But you'll be checking the messages and all, right? We can
Okay,
just
okay, I will check with him. Prabhuji, what is the plan? I'll ask him.
Yeah. If he wants to present, he can present. Otherwise, if other we want to present, we can also like pick up. It's like very small chapters. Like these are like very small chapters, so
How
we
much
can
is that?
quickly present.
24. How much is that?
I
24
think
is like 31
31.
verses. 31 verses. We talks about
31
like
verses.
only the local. It talks about this all these planetary systems like Patala,
For more
Satala,
theory
Talatala,
only.
and all those
Okay.
things. Yeah, just like 4 or 5 pages of not. Let me look at the purport. Let's go to the. Let's see how big it is.
Purport won't be much.
24, right? 24. Yeah, there'll be hardly any. There'll be some purports, but let's see. 24 advanced. We can go. So yeah, it's just the descriptions of the planet. There's
And I
hardly
feel
any
that
purport
25
here.
is the glories of Ananta, 15 verses only.
Yeah, that is only very small chapter. Glories of Ananta is very small chapter.
Okay.
So
I will
and
ask
then
him. I'll ask him if it is, what is it? If he asks us to present or something, in which one you wanted to take?
I can take 15 to
You're taking for 24?
25. Sorry, you can take 25.
25, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because by the time again every Thursday I have to pick up my kid from the class because there are two classes. One Mataji goes, I go one class. So
No worries.
so that you can start the first part and then I can do the second part.
Okay, then 24 I will do then, right? Or Sugopi Mataji or Rasaraj Prabhu you want to do?
No, if they wanted to, they can also do. I mean,
No,
that's
no,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I don't want to do
Okay,
because understanding itself is very difficult for me.
No,
Oh, this is very easy. Mataji. You just have to read this.
no, for
No,
her slide
Prabhuji.
preparation and all will be a
Oh,
little
okay,
bit
okay.
tough. Rasaraj Prabhu, you are okay? I will take the 24.
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu. I think I'm fine.
Then I will do one thing because that way, right, Prabhuji, I will ask Prabhuji if he is not responding, let us go with the plan. I will do 24, you do 25.
Yeah.
The reason is we can use the weekend to prepare this, so that way we'll be ready for the next week.
Yeah, I will be preparing. My weekend is always busy.
Yeah.
For us, the weekend is more busier than the weekday.
Yeah.
Like all the 2 to 3 programs on all this. It's,
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, yeah.
okay, well then, nothing else. Then
Vanchakalpatarabhya.
Vashakripa Sindhu Devicha Patitanam.
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
The
Srila
Guru Guru
Prabhupada
Jai.
ki jai.
Hare Krishna.